Hello FlossTube Stitchers. I'm going to start off today's April update with a new color of fabric from Zweigart that I received. I got it in 14 count Aida and 28 count Cashel, which apparently are the only two counts that they started off with. Maybe they do that to gauge how popular it will be. Sometimes it only comes in 16 and 32. This time it was 14 and 28. I'm going to show you the Aida first. I have it matched up to 3072 and 6047. It's kind of in between the two. And this is the lighter of the two fabrics. It's called Mystic Gray. Do you feel like it looks a little on the greenish side? I feel like maybe they should have just called it Mystic. Leave off the gray, and then I wouldn't be so judgmental. Then the Cashel is a little bit darker, and I have it matched up to 168 and 169 in DMC. It's kind of, again, in the middle of the two. And this is a little bit darker. Anyway, they're pretty. It may not be exactly the neutral gray that people are looking for. The other thing I got in recently because of a customer request were the Hardwick Hoops. I just got a small order, and of course the size that the customer asked for is still on back order after, I don't know, 2 months or something. But I felt like maybe there was a resurgence of interest for these, or maybe I have some new customers now that are interested. I carried them years ago. So this is the 6.5 inch square round, and this sells for $27. And then this is the 7.5 inch for $16. And this is the 8.5 inch for $17. There are other sizes available, and there's other widths, but I just started off with a small order to see if they would be popular with my customers. And then of course I had to also get in the 100% cotton twill tape in white in all three sizes, 3/8, a half, oops, put them in order here, 3/8, a half, and 3/4 of an inch, because they do recommend that you wrap wooden hoops with something. Some people use like muslin or some other thinner cotton fabric. Some people use paper toweling and then change it out each time. So I guess it's a safe way to use a wooden hoop where ordinarily the oils from your hand would seep into the hoop, and you could transfer some oiliness or dirt to your next project. So I just started off with some of the white twill tape. Then the other thing I got from Access Commodities, let's see, I'll start with these, the Bowen left-handed scissors. I can't remember if I ever carried left-handed scissors before, but I saw this in their catalog, and I do have one part-time helper who is left-handed, and she got used to using right-handed scissors because that was what was available to her. So I want to have her try these before I order more. I just got one pair for right now, and they retail for $24.50, and it's from the famous Bowen from France. Then I got some trims from them. What started it off was my interest in these natural colored trims that I thought might be nice for prim pieces. So this is the cording, and this is the linen tape or ribbon. What I was most interested in was the linen rickrack, and of course it was discontinued, but I still think these would be great for trims on prim pieces. I've been to all of the chain stores within the past few months looking for trims, and honestly, in the sewing departments, there's not a lot of variety. They have a lot of dark colors, and they have a lot of the same color rather than a little bit of multiple choices, so I was kind of disappointed. So anyway, I thought these might be interesting. I often tell customers to go to the scrapbook section in the chain stores. You can get smaller lengths of a variety of trims in one package. That doesn't work for bigger pillows, but it does work for smaller projects. So if you haven't done that, check out the scrapbook section. Then there were some other trims. They only had one size available of the taupe, but this is their pearled trim. This is $3.50 for 2 yards. And then, let's see, this is the white. This is the fine trim, which is a matte finish. And this is the medium trim, which has a glossy finish. And the fine is $3.50 for 2 yards, and the medium is $3.50 for 1.5 yards. And it really does look like a fine pearl necklace. I would think you would maybe have to sew this on, unless you're really good putting a fine line of glue. All right, and then they also had black. So there's the fine and there's the medium. So I just had fun in their catalog looking for different things. Okay, let's talk about this. I finally got in the back-ordered Sulky Pack for the Moo the Merrier series. And this was a series of charts that was done by a number of designers participating in Needlework Expo in March, but also by a few designers that weren't. So I guess the offer was out to everyone. And I wanted to remind you that I do carry Sulky thread in the solids and the blendables. And it's really fun to use because you just use one strand. Now maybe you can't use this on 40 count, but it's fun to just use one strand, and you're not fighting with 2 strands of a cotton embroidery floss. Alrighty. Oh, and while we're talking about floss, there were 3 new colors from Classic Colorworks, all in kind of a baking theme. So this is baking tin, chocolate mousse, and vanilla custard. And I'd like to give a set of these away this week. So if you tell me your favorite thing to bake, or maybe you don't like to bake at all, you can say whatever you want to about baking. My favorite thing to bake, I think, are cookies. And I had a stitch group that I belonged to years ago, and I used to say to my friends that cookies were my favorite snack or dessert because you didn't need any utensils or a plate. You barely needed a napkin. You could make them in any size you wanted. The portion size is what you decide. And there were just so many ways to change up a cookie recipe to make it interesting. So cookies would be my answer. All righty, save that for last. All right, let's do charts. So, oh, and Nancy B on my Expo wrap-up video asked if I would give prices for things, because sometimes I might hold the chart too low or too high and you can't see the price on it. Or in this case, I have the price on the back. And I wanted to talk about that for a second. So I had already answered her comment and said that one of the reasons is I never want to interrupt the designer's cover photo. Now in this case, I could have put it over here, but I would never place the price sticker over their logo or over the name of the chart or over part of the design. But the other reason is that I know I'm doing a FlossTube channel because I'm a shop and I'm trying to sell things, but I always felt that saying the price out loud while I was showing you something new would be too obnoxious selling. But now I realize that you probably don't feel that way about my videos, and so I'm going to try to be better at making sure you know the price of things so that you can better make up your wish list. So this is Mini Spring from the Heart, and it's $5. From Primrose Cottage Stitches, I always want to say Stitchers, Stitches, this is Spring Wishes for $6.50. And Welcome Spring for $6.50. This reminds me of the Pine Mountain pillows I showed you last time with the 4 different colors. Tiny Modernist has another one in her Mice series, Mouse's Easter Bonnet. This is 7. Alessandra Adelaide, Save the Bees. I'm definitely going to do this. It's so attractive and different. And this is 1950. And I wanted to say something about the prices of the foreign designers' charts. I feel like they might change from time to time depending on the exchange rate. Usually when I order directly from a designer, they have like a set price for US, or maybe in their Etsy shop they have a set price. But when I get them from the distributors, I feel like they might change from time to time. So if I ever have a similar looking chart or several charts from the same designer that are different prices, that could be why. It could also be the number of pages that are in the chart, depending on how big it is. Then number 4 in this series from Cottage Garden Samplings, Basket Full of Love for $9. And then It Is Well With My Soul is number 4 in the Sunday Stitches series. And this is a series of hymns that Beth Twist is doing. And I wanted to read you, if you don't mind, what she wrote about what she found out about the lyrics for this chart. And I had heard this story before in church, and I really liked what she said about it and how it makes you think about the inspiration behind the lyrics of a song. So this is Beth talking. The lyrics for It Is Well With My Soul were written in 1873 by Horatio Spafford after a series of traumatic events in his life. The first events were the death of his 4-year-old son and the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, which ruined him financially. In 1873, he had planned to travel with his family to England. In a late change of plan, he sent his wife and 4 daughters ahead while he stayed behind to take care of some business. While crossing the Atlantic, their ship sank after a collision with another vessel, and all 4 of Spafford's daughters died. His wife survived alone. Shortly after, as he traveled to meet his grieving wife, he wrote the lyrics as his ship passed near where his daughters had died. For me, knowing the story behind these powerful words has added a layer of depth to this hymn's meaning, and I am often overcome with awe as I sing it. I feel that way too. That a person so tested and surely in the depths of despair could so confidently say, "It is well with my soul," gives me strength in my own soul to persevere. So I'm really enjoying this series. I love the designs and how well they're going to coordinate with each other. And there is still room to sign up for this series with me or with anybody listed on her website that is on her automatic. That's who she's selling these to. And she's doing them on a series of different fabrics from her stash, but she does list what they are. I'm selling a number of different fabrics for them, but a lot of people are keeping to the same tight color scheme because on her website, her new website, she gives the list of what's coming for the rest of the year in the charts for this series, and also how many skeins of each color you need if you're planning to stitch with her color scheme. So check out her website. Little House Needleworks has part 2 in the Fall is in the Air series. And then Madame Chantilly has Carrots for Sale, $14.25. Another one for the same price is Hello Spring. And the next 2 are $16. This is, I can't read backwards, Spring Corner. And the last one, I think, in this series of the tiered trays is Winter. I love that owl. He's so handsome. All right, then the Stitching with the Housewives auto came, and she totally did these for Americana April, I think. America the Beautiful and Liberty Farm. and those are both 10. And then the last ones are all from Tra-La-La. This is Rabbit Story for 14. And Rabbit Egg for the same price. And Chicken Egg for the same price. And also, I forgot to look this up, but I'm sure that means little chicks. All right, then the second to the last thing today is a new series from Amy Brecken. I'm going to show you the bigger picture here, but I don't want to take it out because it has confetti in there. So this is Snow Friends. It's starting in June, and I'm going to hold up the smaller little postcard while I read you some things from her detail sheet here. There's 13 charts total for the SAL, the base chart, which has the lettering on it, plus the 12 Snow Friends. They're going to come 2 at a time every other month starting in June. The first ones to come are the base chart and July. Each chart is $10 and includes the embellishments. And it's done on 20 count Weeks Dye Works tin roof. Over 2, a fat quarter will work, and she uses 3 strands of Weeks Dye Works floss. I have already started collecting all the floss, and I'm also going to be ordering the 20 count plus probably the 30 count tin roof. But honestly, the customers here who have been working on her previous SALs are doing it on 14 count Aida and 28 count alternative color linen, or the 30 count alternative count for whatever color she did her original on. So we do offer a variety of fabrics for that series if you're interested in doing something different. All right, now we're to the last thing here. And we had 2 sets of the butterfly charts from Tellin Emblem. And I really enjoyed reading everyone's comments about butterflies in their garden or dogs chasing butterflies. So I appreciated all those comments. And the 2 winners are Nanette McDougall-Dykes and Anne Mousseau. So I've already commented on their comment, and I'd be happy to get these out this week if they would so kindly email me with their address. I think Anne already did that. I saw her comment pop up while I was doing the video. And I think that's it for today. I'm glad this one was shorter than 20 minutes. Okay, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.